Yo, what's up, guys? Unfortunately, the Maple Leafs lose to the Florida Panthers 5-1. Now, guys, I think it's pretty clear that the Toronto Maple Leafs tonight got absolutely outworked, outmanned. Florida absolutely dominated the Toronto Maple Leafs from beginning to end tonight, guys. And listen, we all understand why that happened tonight. Of course, the Maple Leafs are absolutely depleted up front. We know they got like 7 guys missing. And then obviously we saw what happened in the middle of the game with Bobby McMahon getting injured. So another guy, of course, getting hurt. And then obviously tonight as well, we had Steven Lorentz, Oliver Ekman-Larsson, and Anthony Stolarz making their return to Florida, receiving their Stanley Cup rings. Congratulations to them, of course. But guys, at the end of the day, though, the Leafs had a hockey game to play tonight, and they got absolutely dominated, like I said. Florida were just better than the Leafs, guys, for all 3 phases of this hockey game. The first 3 to 4 minutes of this game, Gurbenkin takes a penalty. Florida gets a power play. Barkov scores a goal. Then not even a minute later, guys, Florida scores another goal, and the Maple Leafs are just watching them. Easy goal for Florida, guys. They make it 2-0 between 50 seconds. Honestly, it was just a brutal first period by the Maple Leafs, guys. And it was frustrating to watch this entire hockey game, knowing that the Maple Leafs had a 3-point lead on the Florida Panthers. The Florida Panthers came into this hockey game, guys, losing 4 in a row and 6 of their last 7. And, of course, they see the Maple Leafs on their calendar like, oh, the depleted Maple Leafs, that's a perfect game to get our game back up and running. And that's exactly what happened tonight, guys. Even in the second period, Leafs get a power play, but it didn't matter. Reinhart snipes one over Stolarz. You know, the Leafs couldn't beat Bobrovsky. The Leafs' only good chance, guys, was in that first period where Gurbenkin, Alex Nylander, and Fraser Minten connected, and Minten hit the post. That was their only decent play of the period, guys. Probably their only most decent play of the damn hockey game, other than the Mitch Marner goal that they scored in the second period. It was just a horrendous game by the Leafs, guys, and we all know why it was. Like I said, the injuries are starting to take a toll on this hockey team. Austin Matthews did not play again for his 9th straight hockey game. There was obviously some chatter that he could possibly play this game, but he didn't. Now, against Tampa Bay on Saturday, they could probably use him because the Leafs have only scored 9 5-on-5 goals since Matthews has been out, guys. It's not good enough. It's not good enough. The Leafs are not scoring enough, guys. Florida today knew exactly what to do with them. Be physical with them. Do not let them get on the forecheck. And Florida did everything to perfection. Now, Bobrovsky, guys, we know who Bobrovsky is. He had a good game, of course, but the Leafs, guys, against that goaltender, he has their number. He just does. I don't know what it is with this guy. He just does. Now, one thing I will say, though, guys, do you guys really expect this Maple Leafs hockey team to beat this team in a 7-game series? Do you? Because I don't think they can. Look at this hockey team that the Leafs played tonight. Even when we get all our guys back. Matthews, Domi, who cares? Honestly, the way that Florida hockey team plays, the Leafs are going to have trouble with them if they ever play them in the playoffs. Now, I don't really care about the rest of the hockey game, guys, if you ask me. This game was a wash by the end of the second period. Florida did score a goal in the third period. The fourth goal, that was Verhaeghe. He scored that goal short side on Stolar. Stolar should have let that in. It was a bad goal. And then Bennett scores the goal, an empty net goal to make it 5-1. What else is there to really say about this hockey game, guys? The Maple Leafs were not good enough. And we know why, okay? But at the same time, though, do you have any confidence that this hockey team can beat that Florida Panthers team in a 7-game series? Brad Treliving better have a phenomenal trade deadline. He better. Because the Leafs do not have a third line. All right, and speaking of the third line, I'm done with Nick Robertson. The Leafs got to get rid of this guy. Nikita Gurbenkin needs to stay with the Maple Leafs, guys. He needs to. Okay, the kid brings way more to the table as a third liner than Nick Robertson does. Okay, I'm tired of Nick Robertson. The Leafs need to get meaner and physical on that third line. They haven't had a third line in a very long time, this Maple Leafs team, guys. And they will not be able to beat this Florida Panthers hockey team in a 7-game series, guys. No way in hell. And if you think they can, with the way this team is built right now, you're lying to yourself. You're lying. Okay, Florida tonight gave us a reality check. I don't give a shit if we had 7 players out. I don't care. They are the way more dominant team. They are the way more physical team. They have the better goaltending. All right, even though Wall and Stolarz have been great this year, when it comes to the postseason, we all know who Florida's going to rely on. And we all know that he has come up clutch for them multiple times in the playoffs. But I'm telling you guys right now, regardless that this Maple Leafs team was depleted and that they're looking tired and they can't score goals, it doesn't matter. When all those guys come back from injury, Bobby McMann now is hurt, like I mentioned, Domi, Pacioretty, Matthews, Yarncroke, do you guys really think, other than Austin Matthews and maybe Max Domi, do you think those guys can help the Leafs win a 7-game series against the defending Stanley Cup champion Florida Panthers? Because I don't. Not with the third line that we got. The fourth line is fine. The second line, I'm not crazy about that left wing side. I'm not crazy about it. If you had John in the middle with Willie and somebody else on the left, sure, that's fine. Matthew Nyes, Marner, and Matthews is fine. But that third line, guys, and that left wing on the second line, Florida will expose this Maple Leaf hockey team in a 7-game series. Because right now, sure, the Maple Leafs are playing good hockey, but they had an opportunity tonight to make it a 5-point gap at the top of the Atlantic. 5 points. Now it's back down to 3. Florida's now going to feel good about themselves because they're a good hockey team, and they know how to get it done. But I'm telling you guys right now, this was not a good sign. All right? Our big players, Marner, Tavares, Nylander, other than the Marner goal, guys, Florida know how to make these guys disappear in big parts of the game. Willie and John didn't do much tonight because Florida know how to shut them down. So you guys tell me right now, do you really think that this Maple Leaf team can go into Florida and take games away from them in the playoffs? I don't think so right now. Not with the way this team is constructed, like I've said. Bradford Living, like I mentioned, guys, better have an enormous trade deadline. Minimum 3 players have to come into this team. 3 at least. The decore's fine. It's the third line, guys, and that second line left wing position. Big problem. Big problem. You watching guys on Florida. Reinhart, Verhaeghe, Barkov, Kachuk. Like, are you kidding me? Those guys know how to produce when it matters most. And the Maple Leafs, guys, I understand it's a game in November. But there are signs that when April hits, if this hockey team has to play Florida again at some point, Florida knows exactly what to do with this Maple Leaf hockey team, guys. I understand it's a new head coach in Craig Berube. But right now, with the way this team is currently constructed, I am not confident that the Maple Leafs will win a 7-game series against the Florida Panthers. Because I'm not. I don't care if it's November. I don't care. Until Brad Treliving makes moves at the deadline to beef this team up, guys, they're not beating Florida. They're not. They can beat a Tampa. They can beat a Boston. They can beat those teams. But when it comes to a Florida, I don't see it happening, guys. I just don't. I don't see it happening right now. Like I said, it's only November. But when February comes around, February, March, and that trade deadline hits, Brad Treliving better be on that phone like no bloody tomorrow, guys. Because I am not liking what I saw tonight. I don't care about 7 injuries. I don't care. The effort wasn't good enough. Wasn't good enough. The Leafs better find ways to get this hockey team better, guys, because I'm sick and bloody tired of the Maple Leafs getting eliminated early in the playoffs. I'm tired of it. It's time to start being more cutthroat with this hockey team and the way they're managed. And right now, they're not good enough. I don't give a shit what placement we are in the Atlantic. I don't care. That Florida hockey team is the standard. We're not there yet. They're the ones with the rings. They're the ones who lifted Lord Stanley up back in June. The Leafs are not there yet. They better get there sooner rather than later. Because right now, guys, this team ain't good enough. And Florida ass-handed the Maple Leafs tonight. They slapped them around. All right, 5-1 like that. Florida didn't even get out of a third gear tonight, guys. They knew what they were coming into tonight, guys, especially after having a bad run of games. 5-1 Leafs, man, getting hammered like that. Leafs have been playing great defensive hockey. The Leafs have never given up. Back-to-back goals in under a minute like that all year. And, of course, in Stolarz' return game to Florida, you play like that. Nah, man, it's not acceptable. I'm sorry. I don't care. It's not acceptable. They had a massive opportunity tonight, and they blew it, guys. Not a good game tonight by the Toronto Maple Leafs, guys. Not good at all. Now, they got Tampa Bay on Saturday. They better come out better than that, guys. If they lose to Tampa on Saturday and have a same type of performance like that, they better get Austin Matthews back in the lineup ASAP. ASAP. And if they continue to play bad when he comes back into the lineup, man, oh man, I'm extremely concerned, guys. But you know what? It's one bad game. The Leafs have been playing phenomenal hockey as of late. But Florida, guys, when we play teams like Florida, guys, I have a different opinion when it comes to playing teams like Florida. Sure, we'll play Boston, Montreal, all these shit teams, Ottawa. If we lose to them, sure, whatever. I don't care about those if we lose a game to those teams. But when you lose to a team like Florida, the team who has won a Stanley Cup, that's the standard you need to look at. And the Maple Leafs are not there yet, guys. But, guys, there's a lot of time left in the season. Maple Leafs have a lot of time left to improve this hockey team before April hits. Brad Treliving better get those phones ready to roll when it's time for the trade deadline, because no way in hell am I confident with this hockey team going into the playoffs. No way, especially with that third line. But guys, that's it for this video. Thank you very much for watching. As always, guys, click like if you like this video. Subscribe if you guys want to see more content. Go Leafs, go, guys. Now remember, if you do not watch sports, you're a mort. Ciao, guys.